Listen up, nerds. Oh, it's working. That's so great. A picture-perfect sky graces the fields of Tallow. Morris reunites with his family, and underneath the clear blue waters of the lake, the great protector, she sleeps. And it is a good thing she sleeps because you don't want that smoke, nerd, okay? You don't want to be there when she starts waterbending and smacks you like the little bitch you are in the face with her tail. You don't want that, okay? My co-host and I, we followed the path through the bamboo forest back in 2021. We were in the trunk of that car, mind your business. And we are here earning our keep so Auntie does not kick us out. 4 years later, is Tallow and the Marvel superhero who brought us here, Shang-Chi, still a badass? Does this movie hold up when compared to the other great movies of the MCU? I am Crystal Storm, voice actor, voice director, co-founder of the Tales of the Forgotten Fiction Network, and I say yes. But let's find out what my co-hosts think, and are they getting kicked out of Talo tonight? I am joined by my amazing partner, Hannah Cardiac, the sound designer, salty polyglot, and co-founder of the Tales of the Forgotten Fiction Network. And I am also joined by the amazing Matthew Dawson, voice actor, director, producer of the Mortalverse audio dramas. And he also has really bad takes. Welcome, everybody,
whoa,
to the...
whoa.
Oh, just shots fired at the ready.
Damn. Catching strays. Oh, shit, JV's here.
Oh, shit, JV's here.
Oh, shit. Oh,
shit. Dude, I would have fucking turned. You're fucking... He's fucking... You know what? I'm fixing it. Hang on. I'm going to change the whole overlay just for JV.
Hi, JV.
I don't know how long I'm going to be here because I just got back from the movies and I'm hungry, but I had to pop in to say hello to my friend.
Can we hear a lightning review of Death of a Unicorn while we figure out screens?
Yes, please.
Paul Rudd is Paul Rudd, and Jenna Ortega is Jenna Ortega.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the best movie, but it's a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
And unicorns, man. You know, they're scary.
Yeah.
They're scary, but there's like, you know what unicorns are? Hey, because I have this belief in this. I see what you did there. So I have this belief, right? And I just believe that some animals have good public relations, but they're horrible people.
Okay.
You know, like zebras.
Right.
Zebras
Otters.
are horrible.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Otters, another very cute animal, great public relations.
Right.
Horrible animal.
Right.
Koalas fall into this category.
Yeah.
They are just mean. They will scratch you when they have an STD, and that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins are in this category.
Mm-hmm.
Just full on,
Right.
just heathens of the sea.
Heathens, man.
This isn't necessarily an evil animal, but bald eagles from the side look horrible. You only ever see them from the front, and that's because they're in cahoots with photographers.
Right.
Obviously,
100%. That is an A+ conspiracy theory right there. I love that.
Like there's like TMZ for nature, like paparazzi for nature.
Mm-hmm.
So the bald eagles are like, hey, I'm gonna be up here in this tree if you want to take a picture of me straight on, and I'll give you an exclusive. So
what are you? I'm looking at bald eagles from the side. They look majestic as shit, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. There's some you're seeing the bald eagle conspiracy.
Yeah,
and
maybe
you're
I have to
falling
dig
into
through.
it.
Like maybe I have to go to the dreaded page 2 of Google.
Oh
to
no,
find,
not page 2.
Yeah, don't go there.
All right.
But
Find
that's
some
wrong.
scary bald
All right,
eagles.
we're gonna jump right into this, and we got JV here, and I want JV to go get some chicken or whatever it is that JV's eating tonight. So
What? Chicken? That's racist.
I want JV. The last time you and I talked, you were literally going to get some fucking chicken. Don't at me, bro.
Were you getting it from Popeyes too? You're getting Popeyes chicken.
You know what, guys? Okay, just because reason. Chicken is delicious for everyone.
chicken for everyone.
Hashtag chicken. Everybody deserves some chicken, not just JV. All right. Okay. Got around the table. Do we think, hot take, here we go. Do we think Shang-Chi is one of the best Marvel movies to date? Do we think it still holds up 4 years later after everything else that has comes out? I know that we had this debate in chat whether or not it was top 5. Would it be in y'all's at least top 10? Because there are a lot of fucking Marvel movies. And we will encompass the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think we can include TV shows here because some movies that you can't understand them if you ain't watched the TV show. So we might as fucking well, because that's how Marvel be giving us homework now, like whatever.
Okay.
So let's just go around. Babe, start with you. Does it hold up for you? Is it still, like, where does it rank for you in Marvel world?
I need to think about rank, but I'm gonna start off saying absolutely yes. And my own sort of hot take, like lukewarm take, is I think it's probably one of the last quality Marvel movies that we've gotten.
Ooh, okay. Okay. I don't even
Like
remember.
lukewarm, not too crazy.
Now I want to look up and see what came out after Shang-Chi. JV, go next. What do you got?
I would echo Pixel's take. I do think it is one of the better movies within the recent movies. I think it's one of the better movies in these last two phases. It would be really, really high up for me if the last battle wasn't Dragon in the Sky. And I'm not even saying that to be funny. Like, if it just wasn't Marvel's kind of third act, we kill a really good villain and we do like big purple fight in the sky, it would probably be really, really high up, because I think it's really well done. And it just, even when it gets to that point, like I understand why, but that's the only thing that really bothers me. I would have loved to see When We Live, like hashtag Marvel villains should live to fight another day.
Ooh.
Because
Okay.
that's just compelling. I think we kill off too many good Marvel villains, and that's a problem. So I would definitely say amongst phases 4 and 5, I think one of the best. I'm not sure if it's the best,
Mhm.
but I think it's a really high quality movie in the MCU overall. And the only thing that's stopping me from really putting it sort of in the pantheon is really that last 30 minutes, and kind of you just do hand to hand combat this whole time, and then now you have the dragon thing, and it just would have been nice to like see a really big fight. So
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back to that. Matt, hot take Dawson.
Mhm.
What you got?
So, I think Shang-Chi is the second best movie to come out since Endgame.
Ooh, okay.
And I would say it's top 10 MCU if we're not counting TV shows. If we are counting TV shows, it might get knocked off by like WandaVision and Loki.
Mm-hmm.
But I love Shang-Chi. I think it's really great. And to emphasize how great it is, and since you guys love hot takes, I'm going to name some movies that I think Shang-Chi is better than.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I'm so excited.
okay.
Let's do it. Do this.
I think Shang-Chi is better than Deadpool and Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
agree.
I think
Mm-hmm.
Shang-Chi is better than Spider-Man Far From Home.
Agree.
I agree.
I think Spider-Man. I think Shang-Chi is better than both of the Captain Marvel movies, Captain Marvel and the Marvels. I think
I personally love the
Shang-Chi-
Marvels, but I agree.
I knew I'd get JV with that.
I still gotta see the
I
Marvels.
love those two movies. I've seen them too many times to count, because I love Carol
Yeah.
Danvers and Kamala Khan. But you're not wrong.
Okay.
I think Shang-Chi is better than Age of Ultron.
Okay.
I think
Yes.
Shang-Chi is better
Yeah.
than Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Yes.
Ooh.
I think Shang-Chi is better than The Winter Soldier. I think Shang-Chi is better than both Doctor Strange movies.
Ooh.
I think Shang-Chi is better than Black Panther.
Ooh. Okay.
I think Shang-Chi is better than Spider-Man No Way Home. And I love Spider-Man. I mean, I'm literally I tinker with a little Tobey Maguire Spidey figure.
I love that. I love that. Pulling out our action figures.
And lastly, I think Shang-Chi is better than Avengers Endgame. I think Shang-Chi is very strong. Top 10 contender.
Hot take, Matthew does not disappoint. Does not disappoint. All right.
Yeah, because a couple of those are.
You know what? One day I'm not like on like seriously like this weekend I'm gonna rewatch Winter Soldier because everybody. Well, but that's a whole other conversation. So
I think you should.
Yeah,
it's great on rewatch.
I need to rewatch it. Yeah. Shang-Chi is definitely in like my top 5 Marvel movies. And I think one of my favorite Marvel movies is Doctor Strange. I don't think it's the best Marvel movie. It's just my fucking favorite Marvel movie. But I think when you talk about quality of a movie, if I just put like my movie critic hat on, right? Shang-Chi as an action movie, like I rank it right up there with like Old Guard. It goes above and beyond because Pixel and I literally rewatched it before we got on this pod, and then we're gonna jump in and we're gonna love on it, and then I absolutely want to talk about that third act, and JV's point. But first of all, you know that script had to be good to get Tony to show up. Tony don't fuck with us. Tony does not give a fuck about Tony Lu does not give a fuck about Hollywood. He does not give a fuck about what's going on over here in America. For Tony to even give us the time of day, that script had to have been fucking fire. Just absolutely fucking fire. And you guys know that I am like a big proponent of like great shots, slow motion, and face acting. And the fucking face acting in this movie is literally incredible. Like if you watch, speaking to JV's point about how good of a villain Wenwu was, if you just watch, especially in the third act too, when you are watching him struggle with when Shang-Chi is like, Dad, we need you, and then the fucking monster talks to him, just what Tony is able to convey emotion-wise during that whole fight sequence, fucking incredible. That one scene where him and Auntie literally just look at each other steals the movie. It literally, like, as soon as the two of them appear, they just have so much gravitas that I feel bad for Shang-Chi and his sister because, like, they are so completely overshadowed by these powerhouses. So I understand why all we got was, like, a camera cut, and then he had to go one way and she had to go the other way.
That really quick 10 seconds, it felt like that they just had to have a quick clash real quick, but they couldn't do anything more because they will scene steal big time.
Right. We will not give a shit about Shang-Chi and his dad fighting as soon as Tony and Michelle start fighting. Like, nobody's going to care anymore. Like, that's over. That's over.
Yeah.
I think the lead up to that is very good. I think Shang-Chi does a very great job of balancing comedy with really heavy beats as far as like what is going on with this family trauma. And I think once we get to that climax, one of the reasons it's so satisfying is because you feel it. Like when he is fighting his dad, that is an emotional fucking fight. Like you feel that. Like a lot, like with most Marvel movies, I don't think we have that emotional feeling towards this. You know, I think we got it in Black Panther. And I think we get it a little bit in Civil War when Tony's fighting Captain America because they were friends. But I think those are kind of maybe a little bit with Bucky and Captain in Winter Soldier, right? But I feel like those are the strongest fights when we have that emotional buildup and it's more than just two superheroes fighting. And then the last point, I'm going to give it over to y'all. Shang-Chi is fucking beautiful. I think I would argue that is the prettiest Marvel fight we have gotten. It's just gorgeous. When he's fighting his dad with those rings, oh my God, it's so pretty. And even when we get to the Death Eater and the Great Protector talking shit and fighting, and then Shang-Chi does that shit up in the air, it's just gorgeous. The movie is just fucking beautiful. So I don't know that we've ever gotten a Marvel fight that looked as good as Shang-Chi's. I'm gonna just put that out there. So go ahead. Who wants to love on that shit next?
That one is for I got a dit, so I'll throw my love out. I love the scene between Shang-Chi's dad and mom, how they meet, and it's just a very beautiful fight, and just like really, really romantic, which is something that Marvel struggles with. Marvel struggles generally with romance and sex. It's kind of like these are sexless characters, even though they're some of the hottest people in the world.
Right.
Um, I just really love the fight choreography, and I think Simu Liu, though I think he gets in his own way sometimes on social media,
Mm-hmm.
I he definitely has a presence and is a star. Um, and I agree with you. Like that is probably about the last fight. That is probably what I wanted more. That's why when I felt like they brought the dragon in, the demon, whatever it was called,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I felt like, oh man,
Right.
because you just want them to have this moment, and I thought it was so powerful. Um, without that, but it has just great great fight scenes. Um, I think it's really well written. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about that. Me, Matthew, and Delvin talked about it a little bit with Captain America: Brave New World. Like I think above all, a comic book movie I think has to be fun unless it's Batman,
Right.
because Batman's just
angsty,
not fun.
rude. Yeah.
Um, but I think you have to have some fun, and I do think that it does that. Like I have my own thoughts about Aquafina, but I think she has great chemistry with Simu Liu, and
Mm-hmm.
they're fun friends to hang around. And his sister is incredibly charismatic, and Wong is in there. Like throw Wong in everything, and bring
Ooh,
Madison in if you can.
please,
Um,
please.
so yeah, I absolutely agree with you guys. Like I don't I don't think it's better than Black Panther. I don't think it's better than Endgame. That's crazy. I don't think it's better than Soldier. That's insane. But we
Wow.
love our boy.
Uh-huh.
But
We
it's
love our
true.
boy Matthew. It is not true. We will argue about this when I don't have a burger to eat.
We're coming back to argue
But
about this,
yeah,
fam. Don't worry.
I I hope we continue to do this as I jump out of here. I hope that we continue to do this. I love that we did this for Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
I love that we're doing this for Shang-Chi. All the things we love have flaws, but we should talk about the things that we love more than the things that we don't. And Shang-Chi, we've seen it several times.
Yeah.
Lisa can hear me talking. She loves it.
Mm-hmm.
We enjoyed it.
Love
We
that.
enjoyed it.
Love that.
So,
Okay.
and on that, I'm out, but
Go
I will
enjoy your
talk to you
burger.
guys in the Discord.
Thanks for popping in.
Joy.
Love y'all. Peace.
Love you.
Peace,
Bye.
baby.
Bye, JV. All right.
Now, now, Matt, to your point, I don't entirely disagree with you. I
Oh?
don't disagree.
I don't entirely
think-
disagree either.
To
but
what
you go
point?
first. Yeah, go
I'm-
first, babe.
I'm actually really surprised because, like, normally you're like the hot take dude. So I'm like, I agree with like most things that you said.
Hey,
Because, like,
let's go.
the only one that I have trouble with is like, well, I'll start with this. I put Shang-Chi in like a golden line. So I have it, Doctor Strange, and Black Panther on like this golden shelf of like just good.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all, to all three of them to me are kind of like on equal footing,
Mm-hmm.
at least
Mhm.
for me.
Okay.
I definitely agree that's personally it's better than Civil War. I think it's better than Winter Soldier also. um the one thing I have a very complicated relationship with Endgame, so that one I don't quite have an answer for because I still don't know how I feel about Endgame yet. I need to watch it again because Endgame is very confusing for me. Because I both love it, I also don't love it. It's epic, but I'm also annoyed by it. But like, but
I think that's
Shang-Chi I
really fair.
definitely put on. Yeah, I think Shang-Chi I definitely put on just the golden shelf of like, here's the greats right here, equal footing.
Yeah.
Mm. Yep.
I would say, Matt, and then I want you guys to love on Shang-Chi too. I would say that with your ranking, I think that you could make I don't know that Shang-Chi is better than Black Panther, but I feel like it's a fair debate. And I would compare that to debating Alien and Aliens. That's kind of how they stack up for me, because I feel like, and I know that you get really mad at Black Panther because he's asleep for some of his movie, and I know Matt has a very serious take about Black Panther. You guys, we try to talk to him about it all the time. We can't.
We can't do a Black Panther episode on the show because I'll never be seen on the internet again.
Yeah, I know. Well, we can. I just don't think you can be there.
I don't think I can be there.
I think you can be in chat. I think you can be in chat. But I think there's I was thinking about this when I was watching it today, because I'm actually glad that you brought it up, is that I think that Black Panther and Shang-Chi both hit heavy topics in a superhero way. And I think they do it beautifully. Like Black Panther absolutely tackles racism and isolationism and really heavy topics like that. And with Shang-Chi, it's family trauma. And it's not light family trauma either. Like, I don't think people realize, go back and watch that scene where Shang-Chi's dad brings his 7-year-old ass into that bar or that club with all those guys. That is a violent scene. You feel every hit. You feel that man's anger. Like, that is like, I feel like that's like borderline multiverse of madness horror scene right there. Like, if they had to put in some blood and zoomed in, like, we would have had to change the rating of this movie. Like, that is not a light scene, like, at all. And I know that just Shang-Chi's mom telling him that she was proud fucked the whole Asian community up. Like, they just fucked. So it was, I think both those movies did a really good job of tackling heavy subject matter in a superhero way. And I thought they did it really well, with a lot of movies try to tackle something serious and they just fuck it up. And we're just like, what the fuck was that? Right. So.
Yeah.
What
to something you said earlier, Crystal, when you were saying like has the most beautiful fight ever. The fight you described, the final fight between the Shang-Chi and his dad, that wasn't even the fight that I was like. I think there's a more beautiful fight in this movie, and that's between Wenwu and his eventually wife in the opening.
Yeah,
I think that is just such a
beautiful
fight.
I don't disagree with you.
Great.
It really is.
First date fight.
Yeah.
Like, not even to put any of the other action in this movie down, because I think the scaffolding fight is great, the bus fight is great. Like, there is just some of the greatest action choreography in this movie and the entire MCU.
100% agree. Hard agree with that. I think I love Tai Chi just in general. And I've gotten to take a couple of classes. So when I see people doing Tai Chi, I'm just like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. But then to see it used as a martial art, I'm just like, I don't, like, if I had been him, I also would have been like, hey, like, like, what, are you kidding me right now? Moving around like that? Stop it. Like, what? I understand why for 1,000 years he was just making war, and then he saw her and he was like, It's just beautiful. Oh yeah, no, 100%. 100%. So what else are some of you guys' favorite moments about Shang-Chi that just makes it stand out? You know what? Also too, like, how does this movie rank for you as far as like other action movies go? Like, if we take it out of the MCU, is it still one of your favorite movies?
Yeah. Because one of my favorite things about it is I'm a sucker for like small details, and like one of them, because in that scene where he takes poor 7-year-old Shang-Chi to that bar to kill that motherfucker that's in there, right? One of my favorite like cinema choices that they did is they start the camera out pointed at Wenwu about how he's about to do this, right? And it turns around, and through the reflection on the wall, you see the rest of what's happening. And I thought it was a really cool touch, because Shang-Chi's a child at this point. So what he's seeing is like almost kind of skewed, because what can a 7-year-old possibly like process of this, right? So it kind of felt like us, the viewer, watching it from a child's view of, you don't know what the fuck is happening. Right. So I love that detail as well. And I also love that on the helicopter ride over to the compound, Katie is sitting between Xiaoling and Shang-Chi, because there's a divide between them, so they can't be sitting together. So I really enjoyed that. It's like, it's a bunch of little details that they add on to obvious things that just make it stand out for me as well. and it just feels like a warm hug. Like, I don't get that a lot with Marvel movies. I don't feel warm ooh thoughts toward Marvel movies except for Shang-Chi.
It's fair.
And I also like even though there was a lot of like CGI and stuff for the last fight, they also use a lot of practical effects, which I really love because the bus fight scene collectively took a whole ass year to finish because it was such a pain in the ass to do.
Wow.
Worth it. Worth it.
And that bus literally did roll over that row of cars near the end of the fight.
The kind of
There's
shit
behind
you
the
want to
scenes
do
video
when
of it
you
rolling through the
I
cars.
love that. I love that. They were like, we're just gonna fuck all these cars up on this street because practical effects, baby.
Mhm.
Love
But
it.
yeah, I fucking love those little details that they add to the film.
Yeah. What about you, Matt? Is it holding up?
That's tough. That's
Mhm.
so tough. Like, because my mind immediately goes to the John Wick franchise, which is just
Ooh.
top freaking notch.
Yeah.
And those also have the benefit of being rated R
Mhm.
and therefore a lot less held back.
Mhm.
Which I don't think this movie needed blood splatter and Shang-Chi caving people's faces in, but
Right.
it does feel a bit more reserved than that. I mean, yeah, sure. It's a great action movie. Like just period. The benefit of this being a standalone introduction movie, I think you could show this to someone who hasn't watched any Marvel movie and they wouldn't mind. Like
Mhm.
you don't this isn't like Deadpool and Wolverine where you need to know that there was a canceled Channing Tatum Gambit movie to get what's going on. Like this
Right.
is this is just like a guy goes on an adventure and meets his evil dad and fights on top of a dragon. Like like it's pretty base stuff as
I think
far as
that's
Marvel goes.
I think that's another reason why I like this movie so much because in like it does feel like a Marvel movie, but it also doesn't in a way because just the way it starts, where like Shang-Chi also just feels like a completely normal person that's just
Mhm.
thrown into some bullshit because his family is kind of, you know.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
100%, 100%. And I don't think it's unfair to compare Shang-Chi to just like general action movies in general, right? Because
Mhm.
I think we can it stacks up well against something like The Old Guard or something like John Wick. Because I mean, let's just like listen, we all fucking love John Wick here, and I think we could spend
Yeah.
a long time loving on the John Wick series, right? But John Wick at its core is a movie about a guy who lost his wife, and then they killed his dog, and then he just kills everybody. Like
Yeah.
that's like there's no like
Yeah.
and we're like fuck yeah, like because it's Keanu and he's beating the shit. And listen,
There's no family substance
there
to
is
that Shang-Chi has.
absolutely no substance at all to fucking John Wick. There just is not. These are just,
Yeah.
they're just great action movies. And I think one of the reasons that John Wick are such great action movies, it's because of the choreography. It's because it's not like the Bourne Identity where there's a cut every 5 fucking seconds because nobody knows how to fight, right? It's not like, right? So, I mean, these guys are actually doing their stunts. They're actually doing these long ass fight sequences. But I mean, Shang-Chi, it holds up on that. It absolutely, it's not about a guy and his dog. It's about a family, a villain who does not give a fuck about his daughter. Didn't even think about her when he died. Didn't even think about her. Didn't even think about her. Not one thought. Not one fucking thought for his daughter.
Yeah.
Worst
In that
dad
montage, his
ever.
final thought, not one fucking moment. Like, wow.
Worst dad ever. But go ahead, babe.
I'm wondering, like, say that never happened to their mom, right? Say their family always kept together, right? I truly wonder what other kind of family trauma, because everyone's got some kind of family trauma, right? I wonder what kind of trauma they would have had if everything had stayed the same. Like, would he love Xiaoling? Would he still ignore her? Or like, will you still be fawning over your son? Or
Mhm.
I wonder how that would have looked different because he truly loved his wife. But I just wonder what that would mean for like his kids and like the rest of their life. Like,
I have a hot take for you
I'm
guys.
curious.
I have a hot
Hot
take.
take?
I have a hot take.
Oh,
I have a hot take. Okay, you ready? Okay, my hot take is, okay, because I was thinking about this when we were watching it today, that I think Shang-Chi has earned the superhero mantle a little bit more than Captain America.
It's a hot one.
Okay. Here's why though. Here's why. Okay. Here's why. Here's what. Just follow my. Okay. Now
Let her cook.
I understand that Steve Rogers has a big heart of gold,
big heart.
heart of gold. Okay.
Big heart.
And I understand that when he was little, he was Mr. Noodle Arms. Okay. He wished that he could do something, but he couldn't. Okay. Right? He was just unable to do these things, right? So then, once he gets to that moment in his life, he gets put in the tank, and now he gets to be a superhero, right? Shang-Chi, on the other hand, is a 7-year-old child smacking a wooden board until his knuckles bleed. And he has to go through this kind of torturous training. And it is torture because this man literally gets held and hit with a fucking stick until I don't know, it doesn't fucking hurt anymore. I don't know.
I guess.
You know what I'm saying? But and it's not to diss Steve Rogers. I think if, you put Steve Rogers and Shang-Chi in the same little training montage, they do it. But Steve was given his powers, whereas Shang-Chi literally has to earn it. He literally has to go through this training to become who he is. He literally has to overcome all this family trauma and watching his mom die and then fucking murdering the guy that fucking killed his mom and then having to fight his fucking dad who fucking thinks his mom is you know what I'm saying? It's a whole different trajectory of these heroes where one was given something. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it, but he was given it versus one who literally had to earn it through blood every step of the way.
Because it was both rigorous training, also kind of torturous training, and then you got sent on your first hit at 14.
Yeah. I would say two things in defense of my boy Steve Rogers.
Okay.
One, I would argue he did earn it because they were basically stalking isn't the word I want to use, but I'm going to say stalking him at the military camp to see how he behaved. Like the grenade scene in that first Avengers movie.
That's fair.
Where
Okay.
they throw the grenade and he jumps on the grenade.
Right.
And he was chosen for a reason to earn that power. And then B, Shang-Chi, we got to remember, he starts this movie, he's just run away from everything.
That is true.
He just runs away. He's
done. He's done.
If nothing dragged him back in, he would have just lived being a what do you call it?
The car valet with
the valet.
Yeah.
He would have just been a valet in San Francisco the rest of his life. I don't think Steve Rogers would have ever lived like that. Until the Russo brothers ruined him at the end of Avengers Endgame and had him just stay in the 1940s. But we'll talk about that a different time.
You don't think he earned that? Come on, you don't think he earned that to go be happy with the lady that he
earned
loved?
That, but you don't get to just quit.
You
don't get to just quit.
Why not? Yo, all these fucking superheroes, bro. I'd have quit. Are you kidding me? Did you see everybody who showed up to fight Thanos? What the fuck you need me for, bro? I'm out. I'm gonna go live my life. Fuck that. Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch. Fucking Captain Marvel blowing up ships in the sky. Take my shield, bro. I'm getting sushi. Fuck that.
I'm gonna go chill with Peggy.
Right.
No, valid.
Super valid. Okay, that's fair.
No, I got a lot of beef with that, but
that's
Shang-Chi.
Yeah. I think we should definitely have you know what, JV is right. We are going to talk more about what we love here, but I think we need to have a discussion about Avengers Endgame. And I
don't think we've been negative enough on this show, to be quite honest.
All right, we'll schedule an Endgame discussion because I also have quite a few qualms with Endgame.
If you want to balance it, I could talk about how much I love Infinity War to balance out how much I don't want to say I dislike Endgame, but it's such a nitpickable movie to me. Of there's just so many little things that irk me, but I do love it on the whole. It's It's
Here-
strange. It's an abusive relationship.
We're gonna come back and wrap this up, loving on Shang-Chi, unless we're done talking. But I will say
Okay, yes.
about if I will say that out of all the Marvel movies so far, and I've either kind of loved them, hated them, or been kind of like ambivalent about them, Endgame is also the one that gives me conflicting feelings. But my beef with Endgame is different than yours, Matt. Like, I don't mind the first or second acts. My whole thing is that once we get to this end fight, you need a lot of suspension of disbelief.
Oh.
Because I think the more you think about the logistics of this end fight, the more I seriously wonder why the fuck Tony is dead.
Why he is the one that snaps?
I don't understand how Thanos lives in this fight. Because let me just, if Steve Rogers is the battlefield tactician that everyone says he is, somebody explain to me why the fuck Doctor Strange spends the whole fight holding back water. Like, what? Like, are you kidding?
That's my big issue with that fight too.
Like, listen, if I am Steve Rogers and I have fucking Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, and Captain Marvel on the field, Thanos is dead. Like that, I don't and he doesn't have the glove now, so this is just straight on Thanos, right? Like that's like everybody else fight his minions. I'm sending those three to kill Thanos, and I don't understand why it was close as what it was. I don't get that.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, the more I'm like, there's way too many superheroes on this field for this to be that close.
Here's the sad but brilliant thing they came up with, and I promise this is the last thing I'll say about Avengers Endgame. The fact that they came up with we have a 1 in 14 million ways. And so every argument you have, why would he have Doctor Strange hold water for the whole battle? Because that was the one way. He had to hold water or else they would have lost. Why didn't Captain Marvel just punch Thanos in half? Why didn't Scarlet Witch rip him in half? Because there was only one way. And it had to be that way. Doctor Strange said.
Why not have giant ass Ant-Man hold Thanos down while Captain
there was
Marvel
only one
and
way,
Scarlet
Big
Witch
Mouth.
blast the shit out of him?
I don't understand why Ant-Man didn't just crawl in his fucking ear and then while he was inside
Because there was only one way.
Anyway, I still get emotional when I hear Anya Left. I will say that. Every time I see Anya Left makes me emotional. It does. It does. And he recorded that line on his fucking cell phone.
I never heard that.
Yeah,
before.
no, he actually did. They called him up like out of nowhere and they were like, "Hey, we need this line real quick." And then they're like, "Just go somewhere and send me and just record it." So he literally recorded on his on his phone and then sent it over. I mean, that didn't need to be great audio quality because of how they did it, so that was fine. But anyway, all right, Shang-Chi. I am super mad at Marvel that we have not gotten more Shang-Chi movies. If we're going to be some negative Nancys on this pod, that's where I'm going to be mad about, because I feel like the end of Shang-Chi set up so much stuff that I was so excited. I'm like, what is this mysterious beacon that the fucking rings are sending out? And what is Shang-Chi's sister doing? And you like JV said earlier, these are characters you just wanted to hang out with. And now we're 4 years in, and we're not getting Shang-Chi back until Doomsday. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm a little worried about Doomsday, especially because we've got... Now, I don't think the Russo brothers are bad, but we literally just very briefly talked about how we kind of are not quite sure what the fuck with Endgame. And now we've got another movie where there's 87,000 fucking superheroes in one movie. Yeah.
Because...
But I love Shang-Chi, and I want to see more of him. I want him to get his own movie. Another one.
Why haven't they? It's so bizarre to me, because this was a hit.
This was a hit.
This made money. It was well received. Yet we just haven't seen. We haven't even it's not like we haven't gotten a sequel. We have not seen Shang-Chi again.
Right.
Like in anything.
Right.
Which is wild.
And there is not one character that I don't like. Even big ass Romanian dude with the sword for an arm. I even like him too.
Fist, my goat.
Like fucking, and I just want so much. Like I want to watch like Xiaoling wreck shit in her dad's old compound. I want to know like what Shang-Chi doing. I just want so much in this, and I'm so mad that I can't be more in this universe, because the movie is 2 hours and 12 minutes. That's not enough. I'm greedy. I want 4 hours.
But you know what I also want too? I mean, if Marvel's been like, on the fucking spin-off train, we need to, funnel content to Disney Plus to satisfy our overlords. But that scene where Auntie is giving them the history of Tao Lao and their warriors and shit, and I'm like, why the fuck is this being shown to us and not told to us? I would watch an entire fucking series on how the Death Eater fucking destroyed Tao Lo, and like I'd watch a prequel. Cause
that's true,
right? That whole lore was just so interesting to me, and they've been there for so long, and they're like garden between worlds and shit like that. And I'm like, you made this just inside of an already great Marvel Cinematic Universe. You've got this little pocket of like just goodies, and nobody did anything with it. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
They're doing that Eyes of Wakanda, I think it was called. Eyes of Wakanda, about like the history of Wakanda as like an animated TV show.
Okay.
Do one of those for Ta Lo.
Yeah.
Make it a series, like an anthology. Eyes of Wakanda, Eyes of Ta Lo, of just like,
yes, 100%.
like, I just want to see adventures in this world. Like
100%. Like, let's just do it. Are you kidding me? Michelle, like, let Michelle Yeoh come back as Auntie, and let's see her being a badass, leading her people out of the city as the Death Eater comes. Like, when did the dragon first appear? How did they get it behind that fucking wall, bro? Like, I want to see that fight. I would like that. Sounds like some really amazing angsty shit. Like, come on, do it.
And I'm just so greedy because I'm glad that we're getting Doomsday, but I'm also not, because now I'm looking at the movies that came after Shang-Chi, and I'm like, can we just have like a second Shang-Chi and just have it be good and not it just in Doomsday? Because I'm looking at this
and give a Shang-Chi 2 instead.
pretty much, because I'm looking because like I'm excited, yes, but I'm also looking at this list. I'm like, all these have very suspect story choices. Like, after Shang-Chi came Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness, Thor Love and Thunder, Wakanda Forever, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, The Marvels, Deadpool and Wolverine, and then Captain America Brave New World. So all of these have weird story decisions. I'm just like,
I would give up like at least 4 of those for Shang-Chi 2.
Yeah, those are weird story choices. Now that like, if we're just thinking about like where Marvel phases kind of ended, why it really feels like they got really confused after Endgame. And that's interesting to me, because you did have a bunch of characters that people did love, that they did want to see more of, but you were just like, no. Just no.
Yeah, I was seeing someone was talking about like from Avengers Endgame to Doomsday, like how many times we've seen each of the Avengers since.
Yeah.
And the most that we've seen of anyone is, I think, Yelena will have been the most, Florence Pugh. And we've seen her 4 times: Black Widow, Hawkeye, Thunderbolts, and maybe that's it. Or am I missing something? I don't know. But her like 3 times. And then they were comparing between like Age of Ultron and Infinity War. We saw Captain America 4 times.
Right.
Like, and that was like a 4-year gap, as compared to this will have been a 7-year gap.
Right.
Like,
comparison.
It's crazy that the most we've seen someone is like half of what what we saw like a low person.
It was such a nice setup. Like, I expected to see Shang-Chi, like, more of him. Like, you had that. I mean, the end credit scenes were fine. They were in, Wong came and got him. Shout out to Wong. We want to see Wong and everything, because we love Wong. Fucking Wong MVP. Sorcerer.
I would do a Wong appreciation episode on this show.
Absolutely.
Wong, Loki, the goat of the MC.
100%. Like R2-D2 in Star Wars, but better. Like, literally. Yes. Absolutely. 100%. Wong, Sorcerer Supreme. We know what's up. But
Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah. We recognize Wong as Sorcerer Supreme on the Listen Up Nerds
yes,
podcast.
We do. Yes, we do. Because he is, bro. Like, he is. It's fine. I love Stephen Strange, but he is.
Now, quick question before I get to my theory about Shang-Chi. Now, Matt, you'll probably know. Spider-Man Far From Home, was that before or after Endgame in terms of story and order?
That was after. It was the first movie after Endgame.
Okay. So I wonder if, like, Shang-Chi just works so well in terms of like a breath of fresh air, because it and Spider-Man were immediately after Endgame. So like I don't remember much about Spider-Man, but I know for Shang-Chi it does feel like kind of like a breath of fresh air. Like you're meeting someone who probably either got snapped or didn't get snapped. I don't know. But it just feels like an interesting new start to a weird situation. You know what I mean?
I think it fits really well in that context. I think both of them do. I think they kind of lose the plot a little bit after that, because I think if I were going to do things in order,
After that is Eternal, so it's interesting.
I have a love-hate relationship. It should have been a fucking TV show.
Yeah,
I will
agreed.
be so angry about that forever. But I will defend Chloe till the day I die, because that movie would have been 1,000 times worth with a lesser director. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I think after Endgame, if Shang-Chi fits well, because I mean their friend even mentions about how like you need to start living your life, because any day you could just get fucking snapped and then you won't be here anymore. So that makes, like, I don't know if Shang-Chi got snapped, but we don't know. Then you have Spider-Man for No Way Home. We get some Doctor Strange, we get a whole bunch of Spider-Mans. That's kind of fun. Sure, if we've got to advance Spider-Man's kind of journey into superhero-ness, I guess that works. I don't know that Spider-Man No Way From Home, I don't know if that movie is needed if you have a plan to bring in new Avengers, like new stuff. I think that immediately after Endgame, now that you've kind of fucked up the team and all that kind of stuff, you've got to figure out a way to bring that cohesion back. So, but I don't have a problem with Spider-Man No Way From Home if we're doing kind of like we did in phases 1 and 2, right? So if we got a Spider-Man movie and here's our new superhero Shang-Chi, and then we're like, and here's what's going on in Wakanda, and then maybe after that, maybe what the next movie should have been is, okay, now here they are all together fighting something. Here's some new people, right? But it feels like after that, then we just kind of get off the rails, and now they're just doing shit. And now they're like, well, let's give Thor another movie, and let's throw the Eternals in, but we're never going to use them again because fucking it should have been a TV show. And let's do this, and let's do that. It's just like,
which is so strange because they teed it up so well in Endgame, like a literal softball, handing Sam Wilson that Captain America shield of just like, here you go. Like,
right, lead
you're
it up.
the new Captain America.
Right.
Form a new Avengers team.
So,
and then
why wasn't he in the Shang-Chi after credits? Instead of Bruce and and Captain Marvel, why wasn't fucking Sam there going, welcome to the team? Why the fuck was it Bruce?
That would have been so cool, actually. Just have Sam and Wong in the same room. That's a great idea.
Marvel, hire me right
Agreed.
now. I got you. Hire us right now. All of us. Hire us right now. We got you. We'll fix it.
Let's fix your mistakes, please.
Yeah. It's just like nothing connects. And now all of a sudden we got Doomsday coming out with 87. Listen, the cameos in Doomsday I think are going to be on par with like the cameos in Deadpool and Wolverine. But Deadpool and Wolverine I don't think is going to hold up to a rewatch. When I watched it the first time, funny, Deadpool Wolverine movie, it's going to make $1 billion because of what it is. But like you said, Matt, it's like when you rank it, like it's down there because it's like.
Yeah.
It doesn't offer much to the table.
Right.
Like painful rewatch.
Yeah. Listen, that's the movie that you put out because the fans wanted it and you wanted $1 billion. Yeah. And listen, that's fine. Do it. But like, you've got all
I'll
these.
give $1 billion.
Like all these like, what's going on with the rings? What's the signal? Is that Dr. Doom? Was he calling Dr. Doom with those rings?
We'll just never know.
Why won't we know?
I also
I want to know
because something that they, I guess, are just not doing it anymore. Where like before Avengers Endgame, you have like connection still, a bit disjointed, but like you have all these movies that are connecting to each other, and it is either too much or not enough. But like, so we have a connection, right? So now I'm thinking about Doomsday, and I'm reading this list as I talk. But I'm thinking about Doomsday, and you're bringing in a fuck ton of people. And a lot of these people we haven't seen in years. And now you have X-Men people coming in. And like, how are you going to introduce them in a meaningful way?
In a 2-hour movie?
Is Doomsday in a two,
maybe
how?
3 hours? How long was Endgame?
3 hours.
So it's probably going to be a fucking Doomsday. It's probably going to be like a 3-hour movie. And I don't think they're done. I don't think they're done announcing. Matt looks like he's dead inside. I don't think they're done announcing this cast either.
hours
yeah.
and
It's
1
just-
minute.
I
Jesus
think
Christ.
It
Which-
just feels like out of nowhere when you spent so much time like Matt. Perfect lob up. Really, I don't. I'm not gonna pretend like phase 1 and 2 didn't have some misses because we all know what they are. Like we all
No,
know,
yeah.
right? We all know that there were some, and so that's fine that there are some in this list as well. But I think the big problem
Mhm.
is that like none of the superheroes are talking to each other.
Okay, here's a fun idea. Okay, after Shang-Chi,
Yeah.
we got 10 movies have come out after Shang-Chi.
Mhm.
Oof.
We haven't seen Shang-Chi in any of them. But if you had to put
Man.
Shang-Chi as like a little cameo in 2 of them,
Ooh, let me
which
look.
one
Hang on.
would you put him
I
in?
gotta bring up the list. I'm bringing up the
I'll
list.
send you the list.
Do you
put it in
want?
Discord.
Yeah, I can send you one too.
Yeah.
I can just. Well, we're thinking here.
Okay.
I think. It's actually kind of tough. I think the Marvels because Captain Marvel is in the end of
Mhm.
Shang-Chi,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe show him hanging out with her at the start of the Marvels.
Right.
That would make sense. And then, why not? Who would make sense here? I feel like Spider-Man No Way Home is kind of filled up too much already. Let's throw him in Captain America Brave New World too.
I
And
think
maybe have him meet
Wondered.
Sam.
I think he's got to be in. I think he's got to be in Spider-Man. I think you got to put him in one of the
It
Spider.
makes sense.
Right, because if clearly Spider-Man is important because you gave him 2 movies. I didn't even realize you gave him Far From Home and then you gave him No Way Home. And I feel like if Shang-Chi is important to the Marvel universe, and if he's not, why the fuck did you give him a movie? Then you've got to I think he's got to appear in one. Maybe not in No Way Home because that one's busy, but I think maybe after Endgame you could have put Shang-Chi first and then had him make a cameo in Far From Home if you reverse
In
that
Far From
order.
Home?
Yeah, if you reverse that order. Like
I actually have a wild take.
Go ahead.
Oh,
I think it would have been really fun to put him in Multiverse of Madness.
okay. Like an alternate
Because-
version of him or just him?
I think because
Ooh.
I've only seen it once, so I'm trying to remember. So I think it'd be really fun if you had like the drama go down, right? Because the last person we saw him speaking to was Wong. So what if you introduced to this and Wong's trying to give like him and Katie the sit rep of like everything that's happened to the course of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, give them a whole ass shit to read, and then the shit go down with Wanda and Stephen Strange while he's doing this. That would have been really fucking hilarious. Because then that'd be Shang-Chi's and Katie's first introduction to bullshit, basically.
If they had been there while Kamatage was taking that L because Wanda's the shit, that would have
Right.
been, yeah. Especially if Wong had just did like that little circle hole and been like, get the fuck out of here, we got this type situation.
Yeah,
so they didn't
that would have been
die.
perfect. Like, get the
That
fuck
would've
out.
been
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, seeing them.
Or
in
like he
Car-
opens a portal straight to Tao Lo and they go stay with their auntie for a little bit. Like, no, you get the fuck out of here right now.
Right. I don't think he works in Black Panther, but I also think that Black Panther, and I know that it took time, so I understand why it's so far down the list because of our homie, but I feel like, God, Thor. I mean, I love Thor: Love and Thunder. I just think it's hilarious, but it was not needed. I will not, Leslie, you can't tell me shit about that movie. That fucking goat, bro. That fucking goat. Them little fucking kids being superheroes and fighting with. Why don't you like joy, Matthew? Why don't you like happiness? Fuck. That movie is fucking hilarious. But I will be the first to say, didn't have to happen. We didn't need that movie.
Mhm.
We did not need that, especially if you were just gonna make Natalie Portman Thor to fucking kill her. We didn't need the fucking movie.
You know what? Hold up, because on the subject, we can talk about this later, I know, but like, hold up. That's one of the things I fucking hate about New Marvel right now. It's shit fucking decisions like this. Like in Wakanda Forever, you did not have to kill her mom. That was too much. This character has suffered too much for you to do that. And now in fucking Love and Thunder, what are you telling little kids that are watching this? Like, you can fight tooth and nail, you can fight for the person that you love, but you're just gonna die anyway.
Yeah, Marvel got
fuck?
dark. Marvel got dark.
What is wrong with you? Like, why the fuck was that the answer you
I
had?
don't.
It's fine.
I don't understand. I don't understand that either. Does Thor have a sidekick now? Is he going on adventures with this kid? Like, we've never seen it. We don't see shit.
We never see
Haven't seen Thor and his little homie now.
It was so funny when they were doing the casting announcement for Doomsday and they revealed Tom Hiddleston. Someone tweeted like, "Oh my gosh, Loki's gonna meet his niece," and someone like quote tweeted it and it said, "Funny that you think we'll ever see this character again."
Right. Like we're
Right?
just
Right?
we're just again didn't need that movie. Didn't need it. Didn't need to be there. Didn't need to be there at all. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I know that was supposed to be something that turned out to nothing. I don't know if that's what just borked this whole fucking thing, bro. But it's just like there are so many movies. I don't know where else we put Shang-Chi there. I mean, I don't think he fits in Quantumania. I don't even know. I don't even remember what the fuck happened in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I don't even think I watched it because I don't care about Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I don't care. I do not care about these characters.
It's so good. It's so good, Crystal.
Is it? I don't care about these characters
You'll
at
cry,
all.
Crystal. You'll cry.
I don't think I'm gonna cry. I don't think I think I'm still mad at him. I'm mad at
who?
Star-Lord.
Oh, for Thanos?
Yeah, he had one fucking job and he couldn't even do that. He's like, he is literally
That's
the weakest Avenger. Doesn't even deserve. But I also don't think the Guardians of the Galaxy need to be in anything. I just don't. I think you could just pluck them right out and everything's fine.
You call me the hot take one. And you're out here just openly laying shots at Guardians of the Galaxy.
I guess we need him because Thanos and his daughters and shit. So I guess they serve.
Yeah, I mean, they only introduced that whole cosmic side of Marvel in the Infinity Stones and all that.
I don't know if they needed 3 movies. I mean, 1 movie would have done that, but sure, go off.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hey, can I say something positive?
Yes, let's say something positive. Let's say something. Let's say
Yes.
happy things. Happy things.
So, I am so unbelievably hyped that the director of Shang-Chi, let me look up his name, Destin Daniel Cretton,
Yes.
is directing the next Spider-Man movie. And I am so
unbelievably
hyped.
Oh, that is
That's
so
cool,
fucking
yeah.
cool. Yes.
That's cool. Yeah.
Because they
think
got
that
rid
was
of John Watts, who I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to put down one filmmaker to lift another. But you see Shang-Chi and tell me that guy's going to direct the next Spider-Man movie,
Mm-hmm.
I'm there. Day one, butts in seat.
I love it.
You know,
Mhm.
I love it.
it's going to go hard.
Are they gonna? Anyway, we're in positive mode. I'm just like, but that's awesome. I think that's fucking incredible. I was gonna look up to see what else that he had directed because he just did a fucking phenomenal job. So
What
good.
else has he done?
So good. So good.
Has he done anything? I
sure.
know. Looks like
Looks like his IMDb
Looks like
page.
it's classic Marvel thing where they took someone who does indie things and then said, "Here you go. We're gonna tell you how to do this."
Love it. Love it. Boy, what a fucking treat he got to fucking direct Tony Liu and Michelle Yeoh. He literally had royalty on his set. That's wow, don't fuck that up. That's what I was about to say. The whole of Asia would have came for your ass. Good job, buddy. Good fucking job.
One of my favorite behind the scenes things that Simu Liu was talking about is he and I can't pronounce her name, but the actress for his sister Xiaoling, they got put through the ringer for training and choreography and shit. They were training forever. Meanwhile, Michelle Yeoh and Tony just had 2 weeks each to prepare, basically. But every so often while he is on set trying to work, he'll get a phone call from his parents, be like, "Have you seen them yet? Have you worked with them yet?"
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
This poor man cannot get no credit. He literally is headlining his
any
own
credit.
Marvel movie, and his mom doesn't call to ask about him. She calls to ask if he's seen Tony or Michelle. Given.
He was saying that when he went to his house, his parents' house after the film had come out, there was not one poster in there. There was nothing in that house. He was he got on Twitter. He's I'm a little bummed out about that one.
Poor guy. Poor guy. We love you, dude. Okay, JV's right. You need to say less stuff on
fine.
Twitter, but we love you in Shang-Chi. We love you in Shang-Chi. Get off social media. We love you. We love you in fucking Shang-Chi. We think you're amazing. All right, let's do this. Final thoughts. Final thoughts, you guys. Final love on Shang-Chi. What have been some of your favorite fucking moments of this film? What lives rent-free in your head? And I'm going to follow this up question. If you get to make Shang-Chi 2, what's it about?
Oh,
Oh.
I expect your answer to be on point, Matthew, because you read comics. I know. Yeah, everybody's.
man, that's tough. Okay. I'm just gonna say, oh man, I just final thoughts. Love Shang-Chi. This is a great movie. Favorite moment in it though, I'm just gonna say like, can I just say Tallow in general? Like that whole
I was literally about to say Talo. I was literally about to say
Tallow, whatever. Yeah, it's just cool. Like it reminds me, like okay, I almost said something really stupid, but like it's Chinese mythology brought to life in like a little pocket world.
Yeah.
Like it's almost Middle Earth with
Right.
Chinese culture. Like
Mhm.
it's just awesome. So I mean, everything they do there is cool. And with that, I mean, you got flying dragons and shit. And I mean, do I think this movie is a little too big sometimes? Yes. I think the third act did not need a huge dragon fight. I think the third act is most compelling when it's just Wenwu versus his son in a fight. I mean, that's when I didn't need to see Aquafina shoot an arrow at a dragon. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I don't care about that.
Okay.
But I that fight between father and son, it's phenomenal. Like I love it. And if I am making Shang-Chi 2, oh man. Like maybe that's why Marvel hasn't done it. Maybe they're just me. It's just like, oh man, what do we do for Shang-Chi 2? Trying to think. Like Shang-Chi doesn't have a very deep villains gallery. Like, ironically enough, Razor Fist, the dumb guy who cuts his hand off for a giant sword,
Yeah.
he's Shang-Chi's like biggest villain. Like
Really?
he's the most recurring guy. Yeah. Like, it's,
We need to give
it's
Shang-Chi
just
some
a
shit to
stupid-
do. Yeah.
we need to- maybe I'd love to see like he's in like almost a Mortal Kombat tournament ish thing of just like he is forced into this tournament of the greatest fighters on earth. I mean, maybe you put like a Daredevil. No, maybe Daredevil wouldn't work in this, but maybe you get a new Iron Fist because we're not going back to the old guy, and they are just kind of put into this arena match for the fate of the world or the fate of Tallow or whatever. We're going to call it Shang-Chi 2 Combat of Ages.
Okay. All right, babe. What you got?
Well, first, I'm gonna go back to my point earlier when I said that Shang-Chi is just like a warm hug all
So good.
around.
It's so good.
I love the entire Talo segment. That bus fight is fire. I adore the family dynamic, specifically the dualities of Wenwu and like especially that acting. Because in one moment, like where he's talking about hearing his dead wife talking to him, right? He looks like in those shots like a sad old man, right? But in other shots, he looks so menacing and frightening. So I adore the dualities of this character so much. There's just so much I could love him. But for like a sequel, now that I'm really thinking about it, I really like the idea of like having Wong giving them drama, basically a Kamertage. Basically, I feel like somehow this would end up working weirdly well. I don't know. The more I think about it, the more like I want this drama. I want Shang-Chi and Stephen Strange to be at each other's throats because they probably don't like each other.
That'd be amazing. That'd be fucking amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, we can love on Shang-Chi all night. We could talk more about favorite scenes. Like, I'll pull them up. Don't play with me.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know that I have, and I asked the question, but like, I think we need to give
That arena fight too was awesome.
Oh my god, yes. I mean, if I had a nitpick, Shang-Chi didn't take his shirt off enough. I'm gonna just say it. Come on, you got in shape for that, and you only had your shirt off like twice. Come on, stop it. Let us see it. Shang-Chi's mom shout out to her. Shout out to that actress. Especially in that
Yes.
fight scene before she's about to die. I think that is an acting masterclass because when she is looking at those 7 guys, she's pretty much thinking in her brain, like, I can take 7. Like, you guys have fucked up. And then you watch the rest of them come in, and she acts that so fucking well because you see that little bit of fear, but also resolve. Like, she's doing this regardless. So it's just, oh, God, it's so good. Could we all just but act with our faces like that? It's so good. Michelle Yeoh, fantastic. The actress that they got to play Shang-Chi's sister, as a child.
Traveling.
Oh my God, the child actress too. That scene where she's talking to
Yes.
her brother and asking him not to leave. That whole heartbreaking scene was, oh my God. Even she was just like, maybe like just makes you feel some kind of way. So this is well casted. This movie is just so fucking good. Something else we didn't talk about too is that the flashbacks in this movie are very well done.
Yes.
And I feel like we see them when Shang-Chi is ready to deal with them. Like we see, like when he's talking to Katie, we see what he's willing to remember. And then he processes a little bit more, so we see a little bit more. Or this trauma comes up for him because his dad's coming, and then we finally see what the whole encompassing of what happened, where he's sitting on that lakeside realizing that he's got to kill his dad, or he thinks he's got to kill his dad to stop him, which is also fucking heartbreaking. I'd have snitched. I'd have ran to auntie and been like, Shang-Chi saying dumb shit, go hit him or something. Just so
Instead of like just compartmentalizing, he's actually dealing with it.
Yeah. I think that's
Also,
go ahead.
Also, another fun fact that I completely forgot to mention is that during that beginning scene with Wenwu and his wife and all that fight, that date fight.
God, that's so good. We didn't talk about that enough. I feel like we could do a whole pod just on that fucking fight.
They brought in, I cannot remember her name, but they brought in an Olympic champion of Tai Chi to help train her.
Oh shit.
So that was like really fucking cool.
She did a phenomenal job. She moved like but so did, like, oh my God, everybody's just too good at what they fucking do.
And Shang-Chi's sister basically had no like martial art training, no like, I don't think she had much choreography background. She had none of that shit. So they put her through the ringer, and she also learned how to use those knife things, the spinny knife things.
I feel like that's probably harder than just learning how to sword fight. Cause that thing's on a fucking string, bro. Like, what the fuck? I love that she learned how to use. How do you teach somebody that, and then you don't put them in another movie immediately? It's been 4. What are you doing? What are you doing?
There's a great, I need to find it, but it's like a little behind the scenes video of her fucking with these blades, but of course they're blunted and she's just spinning them around.
Good for her. Good for her. Okay, Shang-Chi 2. What do I do? I think you just follow the end credits, bro. I think because no one yet has introduced this big bad villain that's on the way, I think that's what you do in Shang-Chi 2. I think you follow the rabbit hole there. And if we don't get directly to him, then we get to somebody low key. And I think I think Shang-Chi 2 is his grow up movie, because even at the end of this, after kind of dealing with his trauma, he's still going to the karaoke bar when he should be going home and getting some sleep, because he just got welcomed to the Avengers and shit. So I think you really kind of bring him into this world, but you do it by, maybe like one day he's just got the ring on for like whatever, and then some bad shit happens. I think Shang-Chi 2 is when he earns his superhero cred the way Steve Rogers did. I think that's what you do in this movie, and I think you link that to what you're doing with the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So maybe we see Spider-Man knows a thing or two about getting superpowers and not knowing how to be an adult. So maybe this is a good grow up moment for Spider-Man and Shang-Chi to hang out. I don't know. Like, maybe somebody else has to come in, but I think that's a good way to introduce the new villain, or to hint at the new villain. Let Shang-Chi grow up a little bit. We see him some more. It can still be lighthearted and funny and whatever, but let's see him like actually battle something else. I think that would be fun.
I like to see I would also like to see some tie up of consequences, because clearly Wenwu did not tie up anything that he had done before getting fucking married, because the Iron Gang came over and killed his wife, right? So like that tells me that he probably has other shit that he also has not dealt with yet. So I love to see, like, now that his son has the rings now, some other gangs being like that have been fucked with in the past, be like, no, fuck you, fuck your dad, we're gonna kill you.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Maybe the first
It
time.
is.
Go ahead, Matt.
There was a Shang-Chi comic that came out like shortly after the movie that was so good, and I just remembered it. I was like, this would be Shang-Chi too, and it's basically um his dad passes away, and he basically becomes the begrudging head of this national criminal empire,
Right.
and he hates it because he's a good guy, and he's like, hey, this criminal empire, we're gonna do good things now.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the entire world doesn't believe him, and so they got like Hydra comes up to them in one book, and they're like, hey, we're cool, right? Like, Hydra and you guys, we're gonna work together and take over the world. And Shang-Chi, whose dad was like a villain, Shang-Chi's just like, no, like, we're like, are you guys Nazis? We're not gonna, you were working with my dad? And then like, so he comes into conflict with like Iron Man shows up at one point, and he's like, Shang-Chi, like, you're a good guy, dude. Why are you leading this terrorist organization? And like, he fights Iron Man, he fights Wolverine at one point, and
Oh
that
shit.
could be Shang-Chi too.
That could
Of
be.
like, he is forced into this like basically being evil, like looking as if he's evil. He's not evil.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to turn a new leaf on this nationwide organization. Well, nobody is letting him. And how does he confront that? Probably with a lot of punches and kicks.
Right. Right. That would also be fun. That would also be fun, especially because I think his sister took that over. So maybe she gets into
Yeah.
some shit, and he's like, "Hey, sis, we can't. Maybe no more crime. Maybe we don't do the crime
Yeah,
anymore."
maybe she's trying to do crime and he's trying to not do crime.
Right.
And then, yeah.
There's that clash. She's like, "Oh, has America made
There's
you
that
soft?"
clash.
Yeah.
That classic clash of siblings.
Let's
one wants
go.
to do crime and one doesn't.
I would love that. Like,
That would
you
be
mind
fun.
your business, I'll mind mine.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think there's just there was just so much you could have done with that with the Shang-Chi story. So we'll see. We'll see if Marvel like actually like, I don't know, does some shit with some superheroes that we love. We hope so, because we want to see more of this world. Yes, please. I also you know what? I want to defend the dragon fight. Here's why.
Okay.
I'm gonna defend. This is for you and JV. You could tell JV to come watch the last 10 minutes of this pod, okay? Because while I think this movie does a really great job of paying things off, and when you build up this stake of this Death Eater coming out of the what the fuck ever, and you have hinted at this great protector this whole movie, you've got to pay that off. Like, we've heard about the Great Protector. You've been saying that, you know, he's badass, blah, blah. She gave us all this powers, whatever. And then when we finally see her, I don't feel like that moment is anticlimactic. I think it's not as heavy and not as powerful as what we have seen, but I think it flows well for two reasons. One, we get that payoff. We see what this giant monster is that's so terrible that they spent 4,000 years fucking guarding a hole right in the mountain, right? So we see that. We see how badass this great protector is. But I think it also gives us a really nice moment between Shang-Chi and his sister, and allows him to make up for a thing that he absolutely needs to make up for because he just fucking left her. And two, it lets Shang-Chi be a hero in his own right. And he is, because this is his movie, and it's not just about him earning these rings from his dad, but now we see him use these rings in a way that his father never did. Because father sure as shit wasn't using these rings to fucking fight no evil monster. We know damn sure for that. So I feel like it's just this really nice culmination of everything. And I teared up this time too when he's literally holding on to her. And I mean, literally, like, this is life or death. Like, if you don't fucking let me go and help, we're going to die. And he's like, no. And I thought that was just so fucking powerful and so fucking needed, especially from a character that I thought was really well utilized this whole movie, but completely ignored by her father. So for him to give her that acknowledgement and for them to have that kind of healing moment, I thought it was necessary. And it being on a fucking badass water bending fight with this come on, they talk shit to each other too. Like fucking the dragon was like, and then the fucking dragon was like, grr, and the dragon was like, damn, chill, let me go get some souls. Like that was so good.
It's true.
I just don't find it interesting. It feels like the Marvel ending, you know, like there has to be a big CGI fight.
Right. I think it absolutely is. I don't think there's any way you get around it. Not with I think you have to I don't think you can let him bang on that door and that thing not coming out. And if that thing comes out, you can't not deal with it. You see what I'm saying? Like it's not so.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's the most compelling thing in the world.
100% agree with you. It's not. It's definitely not.
Okay.
Nobody's going to see this movie for the dragon.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was created in the 70s as a Bruce Lee knockoff of like to capitalize on the 70s kung fu craze, and like he's Bruce Lee. Like, and you watch any Bruce Lee movie, you don't need a giant dragon, you know?
Right.
Like the kung fu is why you're there. You're there to see Bruce Lee kick ass, and that's why I'm here in Shang-Chi. So when you throw the giant dragon, and this whole movie has been fights. I mean, the Marvel fights.
Sure.
Albeit like it's not Bruce Lee, but like Marvelized Bruce Lee. I'll just call it that.
Right.
That's what the bus fight is. That's what the scaffolding fight is. And that's what this final fight is. And then there's just a dragon flying around. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, we're seeing this momentous, like, just the battle of father and son. And it's, oh my gosh. And then Aquafina's shooting an arrow at a dragon. She thinks she's Hawkeye. You'll never be Hawkeye, Aquafina. You're not.
I don't think she thinks she's Hawkeye, but that was a nice. I liked how the trajectory followed the aerial. That was a nice shot. Go ahead, babe.
I think that I'm very unbothered by this because this is just something that Marvel has always done. Because like I think every single Marvel movie have that one thing in common where like that was just unneeded for the climax. So I feel like it's one of those things where I don't see it as an issue because it's just the Marvel formula. So I'm like, I'm wondering, like, to me, it's not more of an issue than anything else. So I'm just like, shrug.
I don't know if unneeded is the right word here because the whole, like, I think we are underestimating the importance of this silly dragon or the Death Eater. I don't think we should call it a dragon because how do you get this father to become an antagonist to his son? Like that's right. I mean, why is he a villain? And he's a villain he literally left his son alone, but he's a villain because this thing has gotten into his mind and is now making him think he can go get his wife. So you've got to, right. If you're not going to deal with that, right. If you didn't want a dragon fight at the end, then you have to give your antagonist another reason to fight his son. And I don't think there's anything more powerful than him thinking he's going to get his wife. So I don't know how you do this without the dragon.
You had to like form the manipulation of like Wenwu's never taken an L day in his life. Not once. In the 1,000 years he's been fucking alive.
Right.
That combined with something's whispering in your ear that, hey, your wife is trapped. Go save her. Go burn down her fucking home and go quote unquote save her. Like, yeah, that makes
That's true. It's true. Thankfully it's short. They don't drag it on, which is great. And it looks really fucking cool. And Shang-Chi gets to fucking do some.
It's pretty,
stuff. So it's pretty at least. Like
and I really don't think Katie taking the shot was like trying to be Hawkeye though, because
I know that's just a joke.
I know, but it's also like to give this character some credit. Like she's struggle busing. She's like she had that whole conversation with that one auntie about how like she drops something if she gets moderately good at it. She doesn't know where her place is in life. She just doesn't quote unquote take the shot. And that was actually her doing something right then about a problem. So I thought that was kind of touching too, because there's no other way to really display that and just have her like, because I think it's something like that didn't happen. You kind of just have this character that was just here.
That's the thing. It just kind of feels like we gotta have Katie do something in the finale. What's she gonna do?
Well, I think they
We'll
gave
have
her
to
at
see.
least
point,
a
though,
good
'cause-
thing to do
yeah.
because she's been useful the entire fucking series.
Yeah.
Like it.
Well, that's the point though, because everyone has to have a payoff at the end, so that includes Katie as well. You just have to have that happen in some kind of meaningful way,
Which
and I
is,
thought that worked out pretty well. Yeah.
it's interesting that she's kind of the POV character for the audience in this movie. Because usually, like, Shang-Chi would be that character getting thrust into this world, but it's kind of Katie we're following.
That's true.
Because Shang-Chi has been in this world before, so he doesn't need all the introductions that Katie needs.
That
and
is
so she's
true.
kind of the one that we're going on the adventure with, almost more so than Shang-Chi.
True. She's got some banger lines too when she's sitting in that cell going like, "What is real?" Because I kind of thought your dad was like off his rocker, and now I just saw a magical fucking map, and I'm like, girl, you live in a world of superheroes. A motherfucker came down from space and snapped, and that's the one that's got you questioning reality. The magic map. Fair though, everybody's got a line.
It's different when you
It's
see
fair,
it.
Yeah, that's fair though. Everybody's got a fucking line, you know.
I guess like because I guess one is aliens, so maybe you can wrap your head around like, okay, clearly there's life beyond Earth, and everyone has this conversation IRL. But I guess it's a harder leap for your brain to make like, holy shit, magic,
Right.
like you know.
And you know, we
It's like,
go ahead, Matt.
no, go ahead.
No, please go
No,
ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, how well known is Doctor Strange to the public in the MCU?
Right.
Does everyone
sure.
know who Doctor Strange is,
That's
or
a
is
good
there
point.
not?
Yeah, that's a good. Although I feel
I
like
don't
if you
know.
live in New York, you're just used to weird shit happening. Because I would never live in New
Yeah.
York. I would just watch the
Mhm.
TikToks about what was going down in New York. I'd never, as much as fucking New
It's
York
true.
is getting his ad. Like I'm never going to fucking New York in the
You
Marvel
couldn't
Cinema.
pay me to live
No,
in New York.
you really couldn't. You really couldn't.
And they were in San Francisco, right, during that first part of Shang-Chi? Because
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
we saw the Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah.
Yes. San
Mhm.
Francisco first part. Also, we love practical effects around here. We'll talk about that all day and CGI overuse. But I
Mhm.
feel like the CGI was really well done in this movie. It was really pretty,
Very pretty.
especially speaking of that map scene. Get the fuck, bro. Come on. That was so
It's
pretty.
so pretty.
It was everything about this movie was just fucking pretty, man. I just love pretty shit.
I feel like that's the perfect use for CGI is pretty magic.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, 100%. 100%. All right. Any final thoughts about how amazing Shang-Chi is? Is anybody ready to rank it? Do you want to do top 10 in your Marvel cinema? Do we need to do like a Marvel rewatch before you can rank it? Where does it fall? Like, just give me a guesstimate. Like, you know, like, what are we thinking?
I currently have it at 9th place
9th place. Okay.
of my MCU.
Of your MCU. Okay. Okay.
Just movies, no TV shows.
Just
9th place. So
ninth.
top 10.
Top 10. Okay. I think Shang-Chi would be in my top 5 of Marvel movies. But I am
I
going
was
to start
top
doing
5.
some rewatching so that it might get
Mhm.
bumped. I don't think it will. Cuz I've religiously watched damn near all of the MCU. I think there's only a couple movies I still need to watch. I think I need to watch the Marvels. I need to watch Ant-Man Quantumania. I don't know why. I guess I just should. I'm probably never going to watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I don't fucking care.
Watch it,
I'm
Crystal!
not doing it. You can't make me watch
it for
that
me.
and Superman. Pick one.
Pick one.
You can't do that. You can't do me like that, Crystal. You can't make me pick one.
That's it.
No, it was great.
Oh, all right. Maybe just for you, man. I'm gonna get really high and
Ugh.
watch this movie, and then I'm gonna angry tweet you about it the whole time if I don't like it.
You can, I will get on Blue Sky to see these tweets.
Yeah, I love it. I
will
love it.
do that.
Maybe
That's
we
my
need to
next-
have like a watch party where
We
we just
do.
schedule a time and
We do.
watch some Quantumania or some shit.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Guardians 3. I would have been down.
Guardians 3,
Quantumania?
Guardians 3, yeah.
Why are you trying to make me watch
Either or.
Quantumania?
You know what? If I gotta watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3, then you gotta fucking watch Quantumania with me.
You know what? That's a fair trade.
Okay.
I will watch Quantumania with you if you watch Guardians 3 with me.
Bet y'all heard him say it. No take backsies. We're doing a movie night. That's good. I know.
And then we can pod about it. And
Yeah.
why Guardians 3 is peak cinema and Quantumania is Quantumania.
I mean, I liked Ant-Man. He was okay. I don't know why he. I don't know.
Oh,
Right.
so did I.
Yeah.
I love Ant-Man. I
Mm.
love it. I love it. Anyway,
I love that Michelle Pfeiffer's in the fucking Marvel universe. I love that. I feel like you're really
Yeah,
underutilizing a phenomenal actress. Okay, I feel like if you're gonna bring Michelle fucking Pfeiffer into the fucking Marvel universe, maybe do more with her. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, just watch Quantumania. You'll be so pleased.
Oh.
You'll be
But yeah, I think Shang-Chi's in my top 5 right now. Top 5. And I know like my Marvel top
No.
5 list is it's literally like enjoyment, but also like what I feel like I need to start ranking movies by how good they are if I remember them. Cuz I got the ADHD and the memory's not great. So if a movie has stuck in my brain, I really fucking liked it. That's why I'm like, how do you fucking remember Winter Soldier? I need to watch it again. I'm just like, why does everybody love the fucking movie so much? I got to watch it again. I don't know why.
It's great.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. What do you think, babe? What do you got? What do you got for Shang-Chi? Where is it at for you?
I really do need to do some rewatches because it has been quite a while since I've seen some stuff. So for right now, it's gonna sit somewhere in top 5. I just don't quite know where.
Yeah.
Because I do have like pretty strong memories of like both Black Panther movies and of course Doctor Strange, the first one. I want to see Multiverse of Madness again before I give it my true ranking
Mhm.
because we just saw it that one time
I loved it.
and
Matt, we can get on here and love
Yeah.
on Multiverse of Madness. We can talk about
I
it.
would do a Multiverse of Madness in a
Okay.
heartbeat. I love that movie.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm down. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to do some rewatches before I give my formal Marvel lineup.
Ooh. I think ranking Marvel TV shows will be harder than ranking Marvel movies because I think
Yeah.
some of the Marvel TV shows make it really hard. I know some are like, you know, some of these Marvel movies, like you can just dismiss them. But I don't even, you know what, to be honest, I don't think any of the Marvel TV shows fail as hard as some of the movies did.
That, you know what? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
You
Well,
don't think they failed as hard as the movies did?
I mean, you know what? I should
Like
say
missed
I
the
don't
mark,
think they
maybe?
suck as much as some. Like, so if we think about, all right, what do you think is the worst? I know it's like Thor: Love and Thunder, but let's remember like what that one Iron Man movie that sucked and that other Thor movie that sucked.
Yeah.
But like, what would you say is the worst Marvel movie? Like the absolute
The
fucking
worst?
Yeah.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Okay, what's the worst TV show?
Probably Secret Invasion.
Okay, fair. Okay, I was like, hang on. All right. I feel like we shouldn't even count that. It shouldn't even count.
They used
shouldn't
AI
even
credits.
Yeah, I
mean,
feel like it shouldn't even fucking count. I forgot all about Secret Invasion. I'm like, oh yeah, shit. They made fucking Secret.
Because
Oh, yeah, I boycotted
I
that
literally
shit.
boycotted.
Yeah, I'm not
the
watching
shit
that
out of
shit.
that.
I'm not
Like,
watching
no.
that shit. Fuck that
I
shit.
never watched it either. I
Yeah.
just saw Twitter things. And I was like,
JV took one for the team. I think JV actually watched it and was like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Or JV.
Yeah. All right, so let's just not count Secret Invasion. Let's just throw it away.
Okay.
All right, so after Secret Invasion, what's the worst Marvel TV show? Iron Fist.
I'm looking at a list.
Fuck, it's Iron
She-Hulk.
Fist. It's not She-Hulk.
Oh, I wasn't
Stop
thinking
it.
Netflix stuff, but She-Hulk.
Why is it She-Hulk?
Sorry.
Is it because of the CGI? Like, are you kidding me right now?
CGI, it's not funny.
It is funny. It's
bad.
so fucking funny. It's so good. Why? You are the one who doesn't like Joy, Matthew. It's not me. It's not fucking me. It's literally
We
you.
have very different definitions of joy.
You just
Crystal.
don't
I think
like
our humor is just
don't
different.
like fun. All right. You think so? Okay, but let me ask you this: do you think so you said the worst Marvel movie is Thor: Love and Thunder, and the worst Marvel TV show is She-Hulk. What's better?
Ah.
I've just injured him greatly. He just took psychic damage.
Yeah, I did. It's like poison damage on me right now. Ting, ting, ting. I'll give She-Hulk the credit that it's a TV show and that I couldn't finish it, and so I just stopped. Thor: Love and Thunder, I paid a ticket, and so I was damn gonna be strapped to that seat for the worst 2 hours of my life. miserable experience. So I would say my experience with Thor Love and Thunder was probably more painful on average than She-Hulk.
Really? Okay. Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. I think the TV shows, I think the worst Marvel TV show doesn't stack up against the worst Marvel movie.
Yeah. That yeah, fair.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
there are some really bad TV shows. Like
I mean, I don't. I think I think we can have a whole different conversation on what, because I think the only now we're not counting Secret Invasion because fuck that, and I don't even know if I mean, do we include What If? I only watched season 1. I don't know if we include that.
I mean, yeah, I started season 2 and I couldn't get through that either. It's bad.
Actually, that's not fair. I didn't watch all of season 1. I only watched the Doctor Strange one because that was the only one that I was in. No, that's a lie. I watched the Doctor Strange one and I watched the zombie one because I was interested in those and I didn't give a shit about the other ones.
Zombie one was good.
Yeah, those were both good.
Both
but I don't feel. I think the quality of the TV shows was a little bit better than the worst of the Marvel movies. I do. And that's, I mean, Iron Fist aside, because I couldn't even get through that. I tried. I did. I was like, because the Netflix was so fucking good, I was like, let me try this shit. And I pulled a U on She-Hulk. I couldn't even fucking, I was like, absolutely not. This is terrible. This is disrespectful to the other 3 amazing Netflix shows that we got. This is absolutely fuck all. I don't know. Babe, what do you think?
To put some respect on the TV shows though, I'm watching through Daredevil, finally.
The Netflix one?
I know I'm behind.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched season 1, episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
And it's peak. It's so fucking good.
Gets
Like
better.
it's just the episode where Matt goes to the art gallery to see Vanessa, and they're like, she's walking him through the paintings, and he's like, "What do you have? What is it? Oh, he's trying to get information about Fisk, and he's like, "What? Tell me about your man. Do you have a man in your life?" And she's like, "Ask him yourself." And Fisk walks in. My jaw was on the fucking floor, dude. I was like, "Oh my gosh." And they're like talking to each other, and Matt's hands, he's always gripping that cane. His knuckles are turning red. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so peak. I'm in Daredevil. I've been Daredevil pilled. Finally, everyone.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
I think you're gonna enjoy the hell out of season 1. I think you're gonna get a little frustrated with season 2. Stick with it. Season 3, some of my favorite scenes in cinema of all fucking time happen in Daredevil season 3. Like oh my god, there are so many things that happen in Daredevil season 3 that I could spend hours talking about. I'm not even kidding. Like, it's so fucking good.
I'm so excited.
It's so
I'm in it now.
It's so fucking good. Yeah. And I feel like, for whatever reason with the Netflix shows, I feel like the second seasons of them were not as good as their first seasons. Not bad, not as good. Like season 1, Jessica Jones, fucking peak. Season 1 of Luke Cage, fucking peak. Season 2 of Jessica Jones, not bad, not as great as season 1. Was real fire. Same with Luke Cage. Didn't dislike it, didn't love it. Same with Daredevil. Thought season 2 was like, but then Daredevil season 3 was just like, shit. And Defenders was just fun. Defenders was just fucking fun. It was just fun. What do you think, babe?
I want to get through all of them eventually. Like, I think I'm just gonna focus on Daredevil stuff right now, just because Born Again is happening now, and
Sure.
I have FOMO. Like, if people are talking nerd shit and I can't be involved, I get sad. So I gotta catch up before the Born Again hype dies down too much.
You know what? It's not gonna matter, because I'm literally waiting for it to all come out, and then I'm gonna binge it. And I've been waiting because all I'm hearing is good things, and so I'm like, yes.
I hear it's great.
Yeah, I hear they did a good job. I hear they did a good job. So what do you think, babe?
So my choice for a movie, I don't think is a hot take, but my choice for a show, I think is.
Oh, let's go, hot take, Hannah.
Well, there are a couple that I'm like about, but I think for me the worst Marvel movie because I think I need to watch Quantum Mania because I haven't seen it, so I can't really reference. But I think for me, the worst Marvel movie is Thor: The Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hated that shit. It was so fucking boring.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
Dark World wasn't great.
nothing felt. It felt like fan fiction. I don't know. But, like, not to put fan
That's
fiction under
disrespectful to
like
fan
a
fiction.
certain.
Yeah, fan fiction is
Yeah,
some
not to
fan
put
fiction is
like
really good.
I don't know. It kind of felt like, because I do like fan fiction, of course, but it really felt like someone on Twitter gave like a plot surmise and they just ran with that. They chose a director and like, here's this Twitter person's plot. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
My worst show.
I'm scared.
I'm also scared.
I'm really scared right now.
Okay.
Loki.
Oh! You think Loki's a bad TV show? Matt has left. Matt is gone. He's not even coming back. I don't think he's coming back. I think he's just left. I don't think he's returning. Babe said Loki. Girl. Okay, hold on. All right, Matt's back. Matt had to go get a drink or something. He had to go get a drink. He had to get a fucking beer for that. All right. Babe. Okay.
Please, Hannah, tell me why you dislike Loki.
Yeah, because I don't give a shit about Loki either. But I did not think it was a bad TV show. But
I think you just dislike Loki as a character if you're putting Thor: The Dark World and Loki as your two worst things. I mean, this is just Loki bias.
The thing is, I do.
You?
He didn't. The problem I have is I do actually like Loki a lot as a character. I really do. But the capacities in which he is used makes me feel like I am reading some girl's simp Tinder description.
Oh my god!
You know what? I see that specifically for Dark World. I see that 100%. I think post Avengers, Loki was, I don't even know what you call it, like the Tumblr shit. Like he was
Tumblr. That's what I'm looking for. Yes, Tumblr.
Yes.
And the same thing goes for, I'm sorry, the Loki show, because that's one I also, because I do remember it fairly well, but it's one that for science I would rewatch to get like a thorough review. But like, I thought it was boring. I thought he didn't feel like Loki in his own show. It felt way too complicated. It didn't feel like it fit anywhere in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That also felt like some girl's Tumblr of, here is how I imagine my crush doing shit right now. That's what it felt like.
I could see that for season 2, but I think season 1 is so like tight. It's so good.
I gotta give it a rewatch because you caught my attention when you said that you're not sure if Loki feels like Loki in season 1, and I'm thinking
he doesn't feel like Loki.
I'm
because
thinking maybe
I love.
Go ahead.
It's like not to bring Matt's crazy take into this, but what he says about like Black Panther being better in like Civil War, I don't agree. But like it's kind of how I feel about Loki in his own show, where he just feels like a cosplay of Loki.
Damn, hot take after hot.
See, but he is like, that first episode does a lot of work though to like instantly change who Loki is. With
I don't know.
This being the 2012 version of him that then watches his entire life unfold and realizes that his glorious purpose, his whole reason of being, was a big sham that just led to him dying for ultimately no reason.
I think like
that's
the
why
idea.
There's such a switch in Loki's character right then.
I can see, and that one I don't mind too much, but like it's one of those things where it feels like you could give him this, but like I feel like they just altered his personality too much. Because I don't remember if it was you or JV that were saying this, where like when we were talking about Wenwu, right? Let Marvel villains live, basically, right? He doesn't feel like he lives regardless, because if you're gonna have this type of villain that has popped up like Avengers and all that shit, like have him stay like not a static character, but like keep his core personality. Have him be the anti-hero, your antagonist that you love to hate, that kind of thing. It just feels like they neutered him a little bit.
He's too protagonistic.
He's too protagonistic. So it feels like even though he's not dead, it feels like they did kill him because they can't have a surviving villain.
That's a good point, though.
I'll let it stand. I disagree, but
okay, that's
I'll let it stand. I don't think that's a horrible point.
Okay.
At some I will rewatch it though to give like an actual like constructive review, but like from what I can remember of like watching Loki, I'm like, but it will live rent free in my head watching Matt get up from his chair and be like, hang on, I need a drink. Hang on.
I love that because this Matt made me do this when we were doing the horror movie ranking, so that's deserved. He deserved.
What did I make you do that for?
I don't remember. There was something you hadn't seen, and I was Pixel got out of bed. Pixel, do you remember, Matt? It was just me and you on the pod doing your horror ranking, and Pixel heard me scream that you.
Pixel jumped on the call.
Literally, she was not feeling well, got up and joined us because you said some shit that was. We were like, "What the?" I don't remember what it was. I don't remember.
Was it that he hadn't seen Gremlins or the Goonies or
I've
some
seen
shit?
Gremlins.
No, I remember.
I love Gremlins.
It was something. It was something.
What was it?
It
was something unspeakable.
We blocked it from our minds. We were so traumatized by it.
I wonder if that video still exists somewhere because I'd be very interested to see.
No. It might be on our.
I can remember like it happening. I just don't remember what it was.
I don't remember what it was either. I also remember it happening. I don't remember what it was, but that was fun. We got to do more of those.
I love that I made someone get up and walk away. I'll take it.
Incredible.
Normally it's Matt doing it to us. I love that.
Loki over. Well, okay.
Now, also to be fair, Hannah's not a TV watcher. It's very hard for me to get Hannah to sit down and watch TV shows. Like it's.
I mean, Loki's better than any season of Star Trek. That's just goes with us.
What?
I'm just. I've never seen the season.
Wait, you've never seen any fucking Star Trek? Like none?
I told you I've seen the first J.J. Abrams movie, and that's my knowledge.
She don't even want to listen. She just took her headphones off. She's not even listening.
One episode of the 60s show in film school. It was a good episode. Good episode. I'm sure the show's great. Go Star Trek.
She's not even listening to you anymore.
Live long and prosper. Live long and prosper. Let's go. Spock said that. He said it to C-3PO.
This is terrible. This is terrible. All right, I'm gonna go give Thor.
Let's jump these nerds back in their lockers.
I'm gonna go give Thor: Love and Thunder a 5-star review on Letterboxd and just make Matt.
I will block you on that little app that I love to keep my peace.
It's like I'm protecting.
I did some new ratings over there today, actually.
Protecting my peace is what Matt said.
I will protect my peace on Letterboxd.
Love it. All right, y'all.
Actually, I did some new ratings over there for today, actually.
Oh, I need to look at them.
Just a few.
Get on Letterboxd so you and your friends can just judge each other over movie choices. This is gonna be fucking great. All right.
Did you like that text I sent the other day of just you guys need to rate more so I can judge you?
Absolutely. 100% hard agree.
True.
100% hard agree. All right. We will be back actually next week, Wednesday night. We will be here with JV, myself, Hannah. Hopefully Matt can make it. I think you should just call out of work so you can join us.
I mean that's valid.
Yeah, that's valid. We're going to be talking about mostly about streaming, the state of streaming right now. So we will not really be loving on anything. Well, we might love on some stuff because this conversation will be inspired by like The Acolyte. People call it a failure. Agatha All Along. It is a success. These are what made these shows better than the other, and what the fuck is going on with streaming. JV has done research. JV has notes. JV has been dying to talk about this for like the longest time. So get your drinks, get your popcorn. Expect that to be a good 2-hour show where we talk about these 2 TV shows and we talk about streaming in general and how it is affecting TV and our enjoyment of entertainment. So it's gonna be a heavy hitter. So Matt, I think you should definitely be there. Next Wednesday we're doing this. So let's follow us.
I'll be in chat if nothing else.
Fantastic. So come hang out with us over here on Listen Up Nerds. We are here to bring you joy when we're not shoving your ass back in the locker. Matt, take us out.
Hey, nerds. get back in your locker. We'll drag you out next time we need to talk nerdy with you. And until then, you've listened up. Now listen up one more time when we say to follow all these people. Keep up to date with what we're doing. And we'll talk to you next time and watch some good Marvel shit.